So he's an astronaut for NASA, right? So he gets lost on a desert island, right? And so while he's on the desert island, he finds his bottle. It's got a genie in it, right? But he's already engaged to the daughter of the general. Man, Sydney always has the weirdest ideas. His wife does make a good potato salad. Wait, hold on. So the psychologist of the Air Force goes to the astronaut's house where his fiancée is... Wait, him and Sarah are supposed to be coming over for dinner this weekend. It's gonna be awkward if I say no. Did I mention the genie? Oh, I'm gonna regret this one. Heck, let's give it a try. Alright, and we are back. Retro Myrtle Beach Guy. And we're here with our list of the craziest plots in 1960s television. So I don't have to tell any of y'all that the 1960s was an absolutely bonkers, out of your mind, psychedelic, crazy insanity fest for broadcast television. Everybody was out, it seemed, to top themselves with a wackier show premise. Now, I mean, you had your obvious ones. Guy marries a witch.
Oh, lovely looking couple.
Astronaut finds a genie in a bottle.
Genie? Good morning, Master.
Family of Monsters lives on your street.
Well, Herman, a convertible.
It looks all right.
Caped Crusaders.
Arrested with our new bat burger. I'm honored by this tribute, miss.
I mean, there's no want for crazy show premises in the 1960s in America. I gotta say, these are definitely the craziest shows I could think of. In no particular order.
Hi, Flipper. Flipper, I'm busy now. You'll have to wait till the boys get out of school.
That's right, Flipper.
We can't play now, Flipper. Some other time.
Now, if you are a adventuring family that needs to solve mysteries and or save people from danger, as long as you're within like 30 feet of a pier and or in the ocean, it's a very specific criteria you have to meet for Flipper to be able to help you in any way. But that was quite an interesting show. Him and his son were like friends with this dolphin that hung around their dock all the time. It didn't seem like the show had much more of a premise than that. Than like, hey, we're friends with this dolphin. And again, like if you're in danger and within 30 feet of a dock and or in the ocean, you know, like if you're like at a 7-Eleven getting robbed, there's not much Flipper is going to be able to do for you, right? Like, if you're having a heart attack in the parking lot of a Kroger's, Flipper's not going to be able to... Because the animal pairing shows seem to be pretty big. Of course, you also had Gentle Ben.
Hi, little fella.
Guy and his son and a bear. There was never more to the show than this. It was just like, hey, we know a dolphin. Hey, we know a bear. It was a very interesting show type. And that went on, BJ and the Bear with the monkey. Which didn't have a bear at all, it had a chimpanzee. Animal shows, it's such a weird premise. My favorite Martian.
Who are you? Well, I could give you some wild tale of being a Russian astronaut or the designer of an experimental spacecraft. But the plain fact of the matter is, I'm from Mars.
Mars?
Mars. Now, don't look so astonished. I'm a professor of anthropology from Mars, specializing in this primitive planet.
Mars.
Hides in his attic. Pretends he's his uncle. His antennas that come out of his head.
I dream of Genie with the light brown hair.
Well, that's very clever.
I don't really think you need to say much more about this show. A horse is a horse, of course, of course.
That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. A.
Did you say that? Oh, how could you?
Did you say it?
Now Wilbur had this horse. It was essentially like that frog. From the cartoons that would only sing when, people weren't around. But Wilbur, he was always at a draft table. I think he was an architect, Wilbur? Was Wilbur an architect? He always had cool jobs on these sitcoms. Architect, astronaut, ad man.
No, I didn't hear it. How could I? But I did. Oh, this is impossible. I don't believe it. Now, while I'm looking right at you, say something.
Like what?
Anything.
Cow now. Brown cow.
Wilbur had this horse, Mr. Ed, who could talk, and he wouldn't ever talk around other people, or Wilbur didn't want him to talk around other people. You'd think that you'd want people to know you had a horse that could talk. There's probably some money in that. That was a classic on Nick at Night back in the day. That was one of my favorite shows to watch. Didn't make a lick of sense, that show. Very strange. And you may have known her as Gidget.
For 15 and a half years, my life was a complete and total ick. But then, on the 23rd of June, two things happened. I fell in love with two things. Jeff, my moon doggy, and surfing. I am happy to report that falling in love was as easy and natural as learning how to surf.
You may have known her as the mom from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Happy birthday.
Oh my God! The whole time you were. The whole time!
Sally Fields is the Flying Nun. This is another one of them shows where I feel like there's just the titles is it's a nun who can fly. She can fly. She was a nun. It's like Flipper. That's cool that she's a flying nun and she goes out to help people, but you gotta have a pretty specific set of circumstances for a nun who can fly to benefit you in any way. Let's say I was stuck somewhere up high. She couldn't really do much about that, because while she can fly, she's like a 95-pound nun. I don't think she could carry me to safety. Gidget. This next one. Someone went and saw the movie The Great Escape.
This was the camp. These were the staggering odds.
This is a new camp. It has been built to hold you and your men.
A movie about prisoners of war in a Nazi prisoner of war camp during World War II and their daring attempts to escape. And then that guy went to the TV studios and said, I have an idea for a comedy.
Colonel Robert Hogan, Senior Officer of the Prison War, reporting, sir.
Yeah, we have met, I believe. You may stand at ease, gentlemen. So, Colonel Klink, shall we review your troops for the final time?
For the final time, Herr General.
Hogan's Heroes was a good show. It really was. It was funny. But who in their right mind is gonna go, I have an idea for a situational comedy television show? That movie, The Great Escape, was wonderful. It's insane.
Jawohl. Jawohl.
My Living Doll. I don't have anything else to add. Nope. Captain Nice.
Captain Nice!
How many of y'all even ever heard of this one? A mysterious liquid turns an average man into a man capable of being nice. If that's not a commentary on 1960s masculine culture, I don't know. You don't need a mysterious liquid, folks. You can just be nice. It's not... His mother was like his, you'd say sidekick, but it was more like Zordon from the Power Rangers. She just kind of pushed him around and told him what to do all the time. Mr. Captain Nice,
Who are you? Some kind of super person?
What do you mean?
Well, them muscles, and that colorful costume, and them incredible deeds of skill and daring. Just wait till the newspapermen hear about it.
Newspapermen?
Well, sure. They're going to be here in a minute with them cops.
Oh, well, listen.
What were they doing over there, man? Now, I have to say this ranks as number one. It is possibly the strangest concept of any television show ever. My Mother the Car.
Not my mother, dear, decided she'd come back as a car.
This one didn't get as much play on syndicated television after it ran. But let me tell you, you weren't missing much. It's really weird. Dude has an old car, and then his mom dies, and then she haunts the car. It's like a Knight Rider sort of situation.
Oh, I can't get over how this town has changed. All this smog.
No offense, but you're not helping matters, Eddie.
But yeah, his mom's a car now. And again, real specific set of circumstances it would take for your mother being a vehicle to come in handy. If my mom was a car, I really don't see many circumstances where that would be beneficial in any way. It would mostly just be her nagging about my driving, I'd imagine.
Shift. Ooh, did you ever think of using the clutch?
I'm sorry. Does it hurt?
My Mother the Car. It had the theme song.
Everybody knows in the second life we all come back sooner or later.
Ridiculous. I don't know what was going on in Hollywood in the 1960s. I don't understand what these people were thinking. I've always said it has to be a situation like that, right? Where it's just I know this guy. It'd be socially awkward if I said no, or we're in the same lodge, and I'm gonna have to go to lodge meetings every month and see him. It's easier if I just give him the show now, let it fail. Could you imagine walking into an executive's office and saying, I have an idea for a show. My mother the car. Very strange. Well, we're also trying out this new setup here. I've got a little office space set up now so we can do a little bit more. I'm gonna try to have a little bit more going on the channel, try to post twice a week instead of once. I'm gonna try to kick everything up a little bit this season. So, season 5, Retro Myrtle Beach Guy, and classic television for millennials. My mother the car. It's like the big shaggy dog, except a car. Oh, the big shaggy dog, that was—
Out of my way! Grab that dog!
Stay positive, and that's how you do it.
Retro Myrtle Beach Guy.com, Retro Myrtle Beach Guy.com.